Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, and we are going to work on the PTE, and it is PTE's writing exam, and we're going to start that today. So, PTE writing exam in total is a sum of two different classes. The first type of question that can appear, or that will definitely appear in exam, that question is known as the essay. And the second question that will appear in exam is the SW2. So there are two different questions which will prepare for your writing exam, and one is essay and second one is SW2. So now I will be explaining both of them in this way, that first we will be understanding what writing exam actually is, and then I will be working on both cases individually. So now, if we talk about the writing exam of PTE, the writing exam of PTE is an exam which is mixed with, the speaking exam as well. When we talk about speaking exam mix, that means that we are given 1 hour and it can go up to 1 hour and 5 minutes in the real exam scenario. So 1 hour and 1 hour, 5 minutes can be the exam scenario in which you have to. If we talk about the writing exam in this specific way, so almost in total, almost 30 minutes are the allocated time for the allocated time minutes for the writing exam. If we talk about the writing exam, there are two questions which are normally tested, and the first question is the essay writing. And the second question, or the first question, I should write SWT, summarize. It is summarize the written text. And the second question that we have to work on is number 2, is the essay writing. So now, if we talk about the summarize the written text, one question normally takes 10 minutes, and summarize the written text are normally 2 questions in exam. It's a very common scenario. 2 questions will be there in exam. So if we talk about the essay, we see that normally there is only 1 question in exam. It is the very famous and the common symmetry nowadays. But examiner has the liberty. He can give us 2 summarize the written text and 2 essays. He can give us 2 essays and 1 SWT, and he can give us 2 SWTs and 1 essay. So any one of these 3 symmetries can appear in exam. If I talk about the marks contribution of these 2 questions to the writing exam, the marks contribution from these 2 questions in the writing exam in this way, that both questions of writing exam, SWT and essay, contribute only 30 marks out of the total 90 marks of the writing exam. So what I mean to say that every exam in PTE is of 90 marks. Same is with the writing. And writing 90 marks are not computed by its 2 questions. Its 2 questions only contribute 30 marks in exam. 20 marks come from SWT questions, and 10 marks almost are contributed by the essay question. And in this way, 30 marks are contributed by the 2 questions of writing exam in the whole writing exam portion of 90 numbers. So now, if we talk about from where the other marks are coming, so reading exam contributes 22 marks to your writing, and the listening exam is actually the backbone of the whole writing. This contributes about 47 marks to the writing exam. That means that if somebody is lacking in the listening portion of PTE, his writing will definitely be done. So if I talk about the number of questions or the name of the questions will be contributing to the writing exam from the reading section. The first question that will contribute is the only question rather that will contribute is the reading, writing, fill in the blanks. Reading, writing, fill in the blanks are the only one question that contribute 22 marks to your writing exam. And in listening, the 47 marks are contributed by number one. First question will be SST. It will summarize the spoken text. Number two, the second thing is the second question is the listening, fill in the blanks. The third contributor is write from dictation. So these three questions contribute about 47 marks to your whole writing exam. In this way, if I accumulate the total number of questions which will be important to be done by the students, number one, it will not be essay and SWT for writing exam. Students have to prepare 6 questions for taking good score in the writing. The first question is essay, second question is SWT, the third question is reading, writing, fill in the blanks, the fourth question is SST, the fifth question is LFIBs, and the last question, sixth one, is write from dictation. What is the common error? Why people could not lift up their writing exam? They suffer in exam because of only one question, and that is this question, which is known as the question of WFD. How they suffer? Actually, it is the last question of the whole listening exam. People spend their time on listening MCQs and listening, highlight the correct word or highlight the incorrect word and fill in the blanks in SST. They lose every specific minute on that. And when you reach at the last question of WFD, they remain only with 2 to 3 minutes. And there are 3 questions of WFD. And these 3 questions contribute 50 marks to the whole PTE, out of which half mark go to your listening and half mark go to your writing. When they will be left with only 2 to 3 minutes, they become unable to complete one sentence in a way that should be attempted. So they should reach at WFD at least with the minimum 6 minutes in hand in the listening exam so that they could efficiently listen and write in an appropriate manner. If we talk about the WFD, means the write from dictation. So cutting the story short, somebody wants to lift up the score of his writing exam in PTE, he has to work on 6 questions, not on 2. So essay, SWT, it is dry RWFIB reading, and listening SST, LFIB, and then WFD. These will 6 questions a person must do to take up, to lift up himself in the writing exam of the PTE. So now, if we talk about the marking basis, if we talk about the marking basis, if we talk about the marking basis, how the numbers are allocated. The first marking base is the grammatic range. Is the grammatic range or the grammar range, the grammar range or the grammatic range and accuracy. The grammatic range and the accuracy. The grammatic range and the accuracy.